right. All right. So we are going to watch again from our May 30th smoker. This time we're going to be watching Pablo. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. So we'll get right to it. Let's take a look at Pablo and how he does. So we're looking at Pablo here, fighting, I think his name is Nathan out of STC. So, without further ado, let's make this nice and big and let's get to the action. All right, so the dangers with with a glove touch. I'm all for sportsmanship. I really am. I usually advise to try to avoid a glove touch. I think what happens, which you just saw here, and by the way, Nathan does nothing wrong here. This is not a criticism, nothing wrong. But what happens is you glove touch, you are right away in the 50-50. Right away, things happen. So what happens here? The glove touch, and then Nathan smartly starts jabbing. And why not? Because Pablo's right there to be jabbed at. So I don't like, I get it. You touch gloves. I do it too. I get it. You don't want to be an asshole and not touch gloves. Just know that you don't have to. So let's go back to the beginning. Glove touch right into it. And I like Pablo was moving to his right against an southpaw against an orthodox. Southpaws want to move to their right. Orthodox fighters, you want to move to the left. What you're trying to do is force a position where they are in line with your rear hand. So when we establish the outside foot position, that puts, for example, here, let's say they're pretty even here, but let's say just for example that Nathan is on the outside. That means his right shoulder is completely in line with Pablo's center, with Pablo's face. So it's a good position to be in to throw the two. So what we want to watch out for is that they're both, Pablo does the right thing. He starts off moving to the right, nothing you are allowed to, as a southpaw, move to your left. You're allowed. All right, let's just go back. So, and I like what Pablo's doing with those little touches. I like those little touches. Tap, tap, and he stays. Now, the only problem there, Pablo, your hand came back a little bit low. This is a good position. High hand wins. High hand. See how you brought it back low? I'm going to slow that down because I think it's very important that you see how you brought that hand back low. Let me back up a little. All right, so here we are at the beginning. Glove touch, right into it. Good defense with that hand. High hand, see right, you could watch right where it is here. You are in the winning position here. This is winning. Good foot position. You got the outside. That can go launching. Doesn't have to at the moment. I get it. Good positioning. Watch what happens with the lead arm. Right there. Right there. He has upper hand, and that's what happens. We gotta concentrate on keeping that hand. Excuse me, just grabbing a sip. You got to concentrate on keeping that hand. High hand position wins. All right, let's go back to our playback speed. I apologize for that. Here we go. I don't know what just happened there. Playback speed. Oh, I know what happened there. I just didn't do anything. Whoa. Let's try that again. Playback speed. Thank you. Dude. All right, let's try this again. I'm not sure why that's happening. Playback speed. Boom. Thank you. Thank you. All right. And nice. And I just want to watch. So Pablo we get a little tagged. And we're moving left, and not a problem moving left. Nice feint. Nice cross. And again, I'm not going to bother. It was just, if you watch what just happened, it's a beautiful punch into a pivot. Pablo, well done. So what happens here is, watch this. Cross, pivot out. Great. And southpaw orthodox, great positioning. Cross, pivot out. And notice defense is there. When we do that drill, I always say, I just love it. You know those moments when you're like, when you're just fucking right. So I love those moments. So when we do our drills at the gym, and we're shadow boxing, and I say, pivot out, check your timing, throw your punches. The first thing everybody wants to do, they pivot out, they throw the two. Not that that's bad. You can absolutely do that. If you watch what happens here, Pablo pivots out, he throws the two, lands it, pivots out, checks his timing. And he does not get hit. So let's watch that again. Pivot out, checks his timing, and blocks that punch, and now he can mount that offense. Oh, angry now. Nice cross. So Nith does a really good job. If you watch Nith's feet, he's trying to get that outside foot position. You got to respect that. Do you have to constantly have the outside foot position? No, you don't. Is it in the beginning for your development? Absolutely, you should be trying to get that outside foot position. And that's what these smokers are made for. And nice, good, beautiful little disengagement there. Nice jab. Doesn't like what he sees, disengages, moves to his left, moves to his right. I'm super glad that that's here because it's very helpful. Nice feint, nice feint. Let's see that feint again, and let's figure out why we got hit. Feint. You got hit because the hand, Pablo, you're getting hit because the hand is low. So let's watch this again. Great movements, great moves. Watch the lead hand. See how, because the lead hand's low. That's why you're getting hit on these moments, these exchanges. Orthodox versus southpaw. It is very, very dangerous to keep your lead hand low because of the positioning. You guys are closer lead hand to lead hand. The jab is a more dangerous and effective scoring weapon. The cross is more deadly, but the jab's going to score. If I tell orthodox boxers, if you're facing someone that likes to keep that lead hand dangling low, again, not a bad thing. Some fighters like that lead hand dangling low. If that's the case, if you go southpaw, you're always going to have upper hand position, and more often than not, you're going to land that jab. So that's also another reason why we practice orthodox and southpaw, because it's not about being orthodox, being southpaw, it's about position. And if, I have a better position being southpaw against an orthodox boxer with a low lead hand, it's a better position, I'm going to score more jabs, then we need to be super proficient at landing that jab and being in that position. I'm getting all sorts of lectury today. Sorry about that. I don't know what. I'm in a mood or something. All right, let's keep watching. Nice hook. I want to see that again. Nice hook. Now here's the thing. Even though it didn't land, it set up the next thing. Set it up. Set up that right hand. We're a little bent over. We got to fix that posture. Nice, good, and Pablo, good job staying out of a direct 50-50. You're the longer boxer. You should be staying at a better range. And nice coming in and working that two to the bell. I love the body work here. Nice feint. So what I liked about there, we set up a pattern. Pablo lands two really good jabs to the belly. It's got Nathan thinking belly. Pablo does a fake to the belly. What would have been good here is either a fake and then a hook upstairs or a cross upstairs or something just violently and fast upstairs. But let's watch that again, how that all plays out. Let me go back a little more. So there's a cross to the belly, jab to the belly, nice feint. And good, a nice head control attempt too. I saw that little 6 come. Nathan's doing a great job of cutting you off. Great tie up. Really great tie up. Right there. If you watch, Pablo establishes after the referee breaks them up, Pablo establishes a dominant position. Dominant. Oh, I want to get a freeze frame moment. I'm not going to get it. You know, you saw it. Dominant position. Nice cross, and then a little pop of the jab. Nice, again, excellent level work. Upstairs and downstairs. Beautiful, 3-2. Beautiful work downstairs. And you could see, so Pablo, when you start carrying that lead hand low, it gives him targets. Nice. All right. Let's go into round 2. Pablo, Vincent, Pablo, round 2. Nice continuation of that upstairs, downstairs work. Really, really good, Pablo. I like we're keeping, so we're doing well with the lead hand. Good tie up. Yeah, let the referee do his job. We got that jab to the belly again. I really like the level work. Again, great job upstairs, downstairs, and just nice mixing up of punches. Very nice. And let's see if anyone else noticed the switch. Beautiful, beautiful stance switch. Let's just watch that. That just was done so seamlessly. Look at that. Let's watch that again. Let's give it more breathing room. So here we are. We're southpaw. We're working. Beautiful downstairs work. And now a little dot, 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 right into a stance switch. Boom. Look at that 3 land. Great work fighting out of the orthodox stance. A new position. We go back to southpaw. Very, very nicely done. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a great switch. Great switch. That was super seamless. Nice 3. So a little stumbling there. Okay. I look at that. I love that stance switch. And then look what, just even if nothing else happens off of that stance switch, you landed a fantastic 3 that's gotta have him thinking, what the hell? Just confusion, and what the hell was that? Because I'm fighting a southpaw. How did that just happen? Look at that 3. Oh, hold on, it's the dog. Hey, Cal. Cal's home. The dog's been doing cocaine. No, he's chewing on his bone and it makes his nose go white.
Hey, Ziggy, leave it.
Nice. And again, beautiful exchange here. By the way, my dog's not doing cocaine. He has a bone. And then the more it's the Doberman, he chews it and his nose turns a little white. So it just looks like he's been doing lines all morning. But he isn't. I guarantee you my dog does not do cocaine. It's too expensive. All right, back to the work. Nice. And again, Pablo, just an amazing job. Upstairs, downstairs, mixing it up. I like that too. If you notice, those were little light taps for a setup. I love good setups. Setup, boom. So Nathan, great job landing that 6. So he out-timed you, Pablo. I like what you were doing. Bop, I really like that. He was just faster. But let's see why. Because I think you were setting up your 6. For some, he just got there faster. Really nice. Let's Forget Pablo for a moment. Let's just watch what Nathan does here. Nathan, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. Just nicely done. Nicely done, kid. So, what I liked here, obviously I'm stopping and going. Nathan is getting into he's gaining momentum. So he's starting to get momentum on his side. You can see there. Now, right here, where Pablo's staying out, he disengages, uses his length, disengages, stance switches. So Pablo starts to do some things to take away Nathan's momentum. Momentum is a very big thing. Once a boxer starts to feel themselves, that things are connecting and working, that's when they start getting dangerous. They're getting comfortable. And what we want to do is, and I know they do that. The only thing I can think of off the top of my head is in football when they try to ice the kicker, like it's fourth down, 3 seconds left on the clock. You're down by two for some reason. It's sports. Just bear with me. And the kicker's gonna can win the game here, and then the other team calls a timeout, and it's done to ice the kicker, to make the kicker have to think about things and whatever. So I like that for what we do, where when a boxer starts to gain momentum and starts to feel themselves and get comfortable, disengage. Don't let them work. When they start working, that's when they start feeling good about themselves. And you could see Pablo's just making it difficult for him to get a sort of tone, to get working. And I like Pablo's back to orthodox, back to southpaw. And Pablo, I see right there. That's a Julia moment. Let's go back. Right there. See the arms? And then that sets up again, just for lack of a better term for it, the Julia 2 right there. Really nice work, Pablo. So let's watch this again. The lead hand starts to play around with it, and now it gets into that. I just love that. It's a very good position. Nice, and you can see. So this is great. So what's happening here is it is for this film study right now. It is June 5th, 2026. For the past 3 weeks, we've been working on some Inoue moments specifically of guard changes and disposition changes, and you could see here in these last two exchanges, Pablo's not fighting the same way he's been fighting. He's got different guards. He has a different disposition. Whereas disposition here is that sort of herky jerky, like you want some of this, like just the hands drop, that posturing that gives pause. That will give you 1 to 2 seconds of pause. What's been happening is in this round specifically, we've noticed they're mixing it up more. And what's happening here is they're not mixing it up as much now. And Pablo's buying those seconds. I love this. For our purposes, I call this the Julia disposition, where the hands drop, the shoulders kind of, I forget what the name of it is when you're like, that kind of thing. I could do the sounds. I guess there is a name for it. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. And so you notice Pablo's in a type of shell. So here we go. There's the shell, hands drop, and then there's that Julia disposition, and back to work. It's almost like it's borderline Michelle Egan, where that sort of serial killer moment. It's a borderline of it. And I like Pablo's nice and relaxed. So Pablo, with that lead hand down, that's why you're eating some of those hooks. So let's take a look here. So watch the position of your lead hand. Right there. Right there. Because the lead hand was so low, he was able to land that hook. And now we're mixing it up. Nothing wrong with a little mixing up. Nice uppercut. All right, let's take a look at round number 3. Magneto. Round three, Pablo, 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 round three. Nice disengagement. Nice feint. More lead hand work. Nice initiation. Again, nice initiation. So you could see. So here's a little bit of an issue, the getting back. So we land that great jab to the belly, and then because you're so tall, and now it's like it's this lab and that fucking headgear so heavy. It's that labored getting back into position. What I'm wondering is if a roll to the outside would help rolling under. So let's just take a look. That's what I want to see. Is there an opportunity for the roll? Nice entrance. Like he's keeping his feet apart. Well done on Nithin's part. Except see that how that foot crossed over here. So here's the position. So for that body shot, and I'm wondering, do we? Because we don't want to. Here's my thought process. We're here into a roll. Because see how we go straight back? He missed, but what could have we done differently? Boom. So now your head's to the outside of that right foot. This is coming in. If we roll, the punch is going to where we are instead of a pull. I think, yeah. So we'll, it's something we'll drill. And nice. That was very nice. So let's watch that little almost a post on the lead glove. You could see the intention here. Not a punch, but a post. And I really like that. This is a good little screenshot moment. So let's back it up a little bit. Back to here, but I liked that, Pablo. Little post, boom. And that landed. Beautiful job landing that 6. Post, boom. And what I liked about that is that it's just that was good because it kept him sort of frozen in the moment. Post, boom. Again, I think your headgear is just 1,000 pounds. And I think that might be why sometimes the head movement is a little labored. But you let me know. If you're like, no, the headgear's fine. I'm just, that's just how it is. So what's happening here? We're taking a couple shots to the head. Nice switch. Nice switch again. Nice subtle switch. I missed that. Nice jab. Good, I'm glad he's there. Yeah, again, so what happened here is when we switch back, so when we do our 3 jab agility drill, we leave something in between when we do our stance switch. And I think what happened here is there was nothing in between. And you see that where your lead hand is? Because the lead hand's low. And he's just able to, again, you're too nice, very nice. And there's that Julia moment. Nice right hand, left hand. And you can see there are some opportunities where you could work more. I like that we're getting rounds in as opposed to that was nice. So let's see that. Hold on. That's the type of roll that I'm talking about. Hold on, I got to do a family thing. Hey Zed, I've got half a sandwich for you, but I'll get it to you in a moment.
Is it in the fridge?
No, it's on the top of the microwave.
Oh,
Don't take the good half.
okay.
Sorry about that. All right, let's get back to it. Boom. That's the roll. That's the roll. So that's what I was talking about before. Boom. That's it. That's exactly what we were just talking about. Well done, Pablo. Boom. Perfect. And you can hear the gentleman you hear in the background is Thanos, and Thanos is like, come on. And before you go, yes, that's his name is Thanos. But it's in an actual fight, yes, that is something that you could do is after you make a move like that, and then you can come in and throw more punches and get some extra work in. For our purposes here, and what I have us doing mostly in sparring is not, but also I think that sets us up poorly for actual competition. So one of the things for my development is we need to follow more of that come on moments in our sparring and in our drill work. So that's just something for my own development. Okay. Nice. We went back to that roll. Good. You can see probably you start to get you get top heavy. You just get a little top heavy. Again, it's that stupid headgear. Nice. Nice switch to it. Missed that. Let's go back. Nice. Just nice switches, Pablo. And this guy's for everyone else. You could switch back and forth. As an orthodox boxer, you could switch seamlessly to southpaw. Nice tie up. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I hate your headgear. Nice, very nice. Nice hook. Nice, excellent work. All right, so excellent round. Um, really good work, Pablo. So watch this back for the specific feedback. I thought it again really great work. Um, I like the last sort of thing that's left on in the front of my mind right now is the idea of stance switches, where for orthodox fighters, if you're fighting one of those people with the low lead hand, definitely consider and practice doing some southpaw work. Um, southpaws don't usually need quote unquote need to switch, but I think it's interesting when you do. Just all in all, Pablo, really great work. Nathan, if you ever see this, which just very job well done. All right, so that's it for me. This is Todd Paris from Lucky Punch Boxing. If you want a film study made for you of either your shadow boxing, bag work, partner drills, sparring, or fights, let me know. We'll make you up one. And again, thanks for watching.